Yeah, well, welcome back, Raider Nation. Another day coming into the final day of the 2023 NFL Draft, and see here we've got about what 2, 4, 6, 7 draft picks left. So should be an interesting day. Don't know if we're gonna make all 7, but yeah, we'll see what happens. So we'll get right into the video. Just want to give my thoughts so far on the draft. Out walking the dog this morning, so apologize if I'm kind of moving around here, but anyways, yeah, you saw the title, so the Renfrow trade. And so for Trey Tucker, I think the only way this makes sense, it's not really the player for me, but it's more of the fact that, I think Hunter Renfrow is most likely going to get dealt, because it's the only way to make sense of the move, really. So the player himself, I kind of like the fact that we pick 100, we took a swing, right? Usually in the third round, you kind of want to make sure you get a starting player. Has that potential to be a starter. He's got that shiftiness, that quickness, but again, since we have Renfrow, I would look for him to be getting dealt. So we'll see what happens there. But it's kind of a swing and a miss play with Trey Tucker. So we'll see what happens with that. I think I kind of like the idea of just going back to speed and things like that. So I'm cool with it. The other guys we brought in, I know we did sign some other slot receivers and things like that, but they're kind of just camp bodies anyways. They didn't really get a big salary or anything like that. So, I wouldn't be too worried about that. But, what I don't know is with the Renfrow, if you can do the trade now and post it for June 1st, like we do with cuts. You get 2 cuts to designate post June 1st cuts to save the salary cap. So we'll see what happens there. But if we are able to trade him and do a post June 1 trade, make it effective, then we save about $7 million. We saved $5 million on Chandler Jones's restructure, which I wasn't really happy with, but it kind of starts to tell you that we're looking at other positions post draft free agency. So we definitely would, with Hunter's deal, we could save $7 million. Chandler's deal, we save $5 million, so it's about $12 million back on the cap. So we can definitely do some damage in post draft free agency with that. So we'll see. So the Trey Turner deal, as far as a grade goes, I wouldn't give it a grade. And in the third round, ideally you want a starter, but pick 100 is pretty late in the third round. So if you're just taking a swing at a guy that you think can be that shifty slot receiver for you and return guy, if we do trade Renfrow and he becomes that guy, then I think it's a good pick. He's got all the athleticism, the twitchiness, all the good stuff like that. So then the next pick, Byron Young. I wasn't really a fan of the pick just because I watched him a lot at the Senior Bowl as far as his one-on-ones go, and he was one of the worst ones there. So, but he has all the measurables. He has the pedigree. He's an Alabama guy. And so, I don't think he's a starter, but I don't think we're looking for starters on the defensive line. Really what we're looking for is rotation. So they want to get guys that can just come in and rotate in and out, and get that sort of rotation on the line. So I would say that, if he's playing right around at the end of the season, right around 40% of the snaps, then it would be a good pick. So if we can get him to that number, or right around that number, or kind of, I guess, better way to say it is sort of be in the same realm as all the other D tackles, so utilities, nickels, butlers. If all the snap counts come out to be kind of around the same, then I think it's a good pick. If he ends up doing what Butler and Farrell did last year, barely getting any snaps, then it's not a good pick. So we'll see. But as far as the player goes, I wasn't that thrilled with it, but I think it was more of a panic move because all the top DTs kind of were already off the board. So it was kind of the last one left. And, we'll see. He does have the measurables. He's just under 6'4". All the D tackles that we have are all 6'4", except for Tillery, 6'6", and our nose tackles are 6'3". So, but in that 295 range, it seems to be kind of the sweet spot in the longer arms. So, definitely has all the measurables that you would want, or that Patrick Graham was looking for, and he did coach him, I think, at the Senior Bowl. So, or he was a Senior Bowl participant. So, anyways, I think just had some reservations on his play, and so we'll see. But if he gets the snap count, so I don't really want to necessarily grade it. Like right now, I wouldn't give it a very high grade only because I saw his performance there. But we'll see how he pans out. He does, like I said, has all the measurables and the pedigree with Alabama and things like that. So we'll kind of see what happens there. And then at tight end, Mayer, yeah, A player, right? Just didn't like the selection there. I don't know. You know, if he starts all season, I think it's a good pick. So I won't give that a grade either. But it just really depends on how they use him. I just thought, you know, getting a tight end, you know, that high in the draft was not a necessary priority for us. But I guess that the value of the player was just too great to pass up. I really wanted to get Tucker Kraft in the 3rd round. I think you're getting just as good of a value there with him, and a little bit more upside, I think, with him. But I think Mayer is ready to come in and start day one. I think he will be the starter day one. So if that's the case, then you probably have to give that an A if we ended up getting a starter in the 2nd round of the draft, and a productive one at that. So, but it would all depend on his play. And then Tyree Wilson, again, that's an A+. At the beginning of the year when I started doing these videos about this year's draft, I said, you know, Witherspoon or Tyree Wilson at pick 7 would be most likely and best options. I didn't put Tyree Wilson on my list of players for this draft for the last video I did, because I really just didn't think he'd be there. I can't believe he was there. He's probably the best edge rusher in the class. I know a lot of people have Will Anderson above him because of his performance, but I think if you look at edge rushers in the lens of like upside, then I think the upside's there for Tyree Wilson. So I think that's something you have to take a chance on. And again, I know Chandler Jones is there, but we're looking at a rotation. They want to be a defensive line that's, you know, has a full rotation. And I don't think they want guys in there all game long. You know, Max, even, I think he needs to get some breaks to be fresher in the 4th quarter. And so this will allow you to do it. I know a lot of people say, oh, he's going to move inside or Chandler's going to move inside. Neither one of these players play inside. I'm not sure what people are getting all that from. It's kind of, you know, it's cool to say, but neither one of these players do it. They haven't done it really much in their careers. At Texas Tech, Tyree Wilson was pretty much on the outside. He rarely played defensive tackle, and Chandler Jones didn't really do it that much for us either. So I just really think we're looking for a strong rotation. And also Chandler Jones had a pretty significant injury at the end of the year last year, so we don't really know how healthy he is or how much he's going to be able to recover from it. So that's another factor that probably went into the pick as well. But I just think the overall player himself is too great to pass up. So, you know, at the players we got, I think, you know, some of it I didn't agree with where we picked them or the positions themselves that we picked. But I think overall we got some really good players. Byron Young, sort of the exception for me, but, you know, we'll see what happens there. So today we'll move on and we'll look at 1, to see if Renfrow gets dealt, and then 2, the positions that we end up drafting. I'm thinking quarterback, probably offensive line, and then who knows from there. I mean, we needed a linebacker forever, so hopefully we get a linebacker or even 2 linebackers, and probably a cornerback too, or some sort of DB help. So that's kind of what I'm looking for today. Will be interesting to see if we make all 7 selections, or if we kind of move up a little bit and target a couple guys, which probably will happen, you know, but we'll see. And then you know, post draft free agency and UDFA signings will be key to fill out the rest of the roster. So anyways, that's all I got. Hopefully I'm not too on the fence with some of the moves. I just kind of want to see how they pan out. I'm a little questionable with Byron Young. I think that Tyree Wilson's an A+. Mayer, the player's an A. I think little questionable about picking the tight end, but if he's the starter all year, then we'll have to give that an A. And then Trey Turner, if Renfrow gets dealt and gets a significant amount of snaps this year, then I think you probably have to bump that up too. But that one will depend on performance. And I kind of like the swing and miss attitude there, because, you know, go back to the old Raider way, pick up the speed. So it's kind of the way we used to do it anyways. So why not just kind of go back to that a little bit. And so anyways, that's all I got today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the first couple days, and I will catch you on the next one.